Take 4,401. Hi guys, it's James from JVC Paints. I've filmed the cover of this book a million times this morning, and I keep stumbling and stuttering my way through it. Basically what I want to tell you guys is I've got another little army that I've done. I call them fun-size armies because the figure count is low, but I'm doing it for Korea. And they're fun size because low figure count, but you can pump them up and make them into a really hard, strong force if you wanted to. So you guys remember Warlord Games had their Black Friday sale a couple months ago. These guys were there. I thought, why not? It's not, not something I'd normally do. So there's not many. There's, I think, 36 figures. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. So they painted up pretty good. I'll admit that. I was really hammering through these guys in December. Hit a few hitches in the snags and everything near the end of the project, but I'll get into that later. But right now I'm just going to show you the teams. First up here, we've got the anti-tank rifle team with his buddy. Yeah, inexperienced, regular, or veteran, you can decide. This army, though, I've kind of got the idea that these guys would be like a 1950, right at the beginning of the invasion, so around June 50, right when they crossed over the borders. The uniforms are kind of clean, and the equipment's not so weathered or whatnot. But we've got the Flamethrower team here. The Flamethrower, of course, he's got the sort of hidden Flamethrower thing here that the Soviets had. And this guy, he was a double, this guy here. So I did a small conversion and chopped off his hand and gave him a pair of binoculars in his right hand. Why he would need a pair of binoculars with a flamethrower team, I don't know, but it's interesting nonetheless. We've got the medium machine gun / heavy machine gun here. I think this is the heavy. And what I've endeavored to do with this base, anyways, I'll get my big fingers in there, is that these guys come out and they can go in there and they'll fit in pretty well. I didn't repeat it with the medium mortar here, even though I did put a lot of the crew, with the exception of the guy loading it, on different bases. So they'll come off as well. And you want to be really gamey, you can sort of move them, exactly an inch away if you wanted to. I would never do that. Or maybe I would, because that's exactly what I did with this anti-tank gun. I have the one guy here, he's centered and straight, but these other guys too, I kind of measured it, so if you get ranged in on a blast template, you can sort of say, oh, there's only like one guy, not two guys maybe. But yeah, this was actually kind of cool. It's just basically, it looks like a copy of the German Pak 36, so I forget the Soviet name for it, but yeah, it was a cool little model. Unlike a lot of other artillery pieces I do for Warlord, this went together relatively easily without a lot of problems. And then finally for the weapons teams, we got a light mortar. So the packs that you could buy off of Warlord Games, I got a lot of stuff, but of course, as you probably know, if you play the game, you can't usually take a light mortar and a medium mortar in the same list. You might be able to take the anti-tank here and this one here. I really don't know, because I'll tell you what, you'll see in a minute, but the book is kind of strange because you get this light machine gun squad, but you can never take two light machine guns, but they give you two light machine guns. So anyways, we'll get into the troops here, and I might have a bit of a waffle at the end, but let's take a look at the troops, the command, and the armor. Now let's take a look at the command and the armor and the troops that I have for this army. So first up, we're going to take a look at the command. We've got a commissar here, the officer, and a medic. You probably noticed that the commissar has a pretty funky outfit, and that's true. It kind of reminded me of that show V, like the uniforms they had on that show. I know they were red, but but it just kind of gave me that vibe. The piping on the hat, and the same with the officer. They had that kind of strange piping, and it is kind of odd. You don't think somebody would be wearing a white uniform in a battlefield, but there you have it. I guess their faith in Marxist-Leninism or Juche was infallible. First squad here we have is a 7-man squad. I've given the NCO, he's got the SMG, the PPSH, and we've got the LMG there, and 4 guys there with rifles. Each squad is pretty much exactly the same. Here I've taken the guy with the flag and made him the NCO in this group. The cool thing about the LMGs is that each LMG has a sort of a corresponding loader. So you see these guys are laying down. There's no ammo on there yet. The guy's got a fresh, fresh magazine, fresh clip, I don't know. And this guy's handing him one. And with this group here, you got this guy. He's crouched. As you can see, he's crouched, and his loader is crouched. And in the last group here, the LMG is running with his loader. So each of them has a corresponding loader, which is kind of cool. Let me just turn this guy around. Whoops, there we go. So yeah, here we go, another squad of 7 men. So total, there are 21 figures. The guy with the flag, obviously, oops, back in focus. The guy with the flag, he was actually part of the command. in the rules, you get a free 10-man squad, or I think, or a free 11-man squad. And the LMG squad that I bought, you can only have one LMG. I think I mentioned this before. So, you know, you can have a free squad, but then you got to get another squad, but then you can't use the LMG. So I decided, okay, well, what if I put them into 3 7-man squads, make them all, you know, mirror each other, and they're all pretty redundant. It'll work. And then right there, you've got, well, just out of this right here, we've got 3 dice. The Commissar's a dice. The medic, you could have him join the officer as his, Batman, or they could be separate. So you've got 5 to 6 dice right here. One other thing I want to show you, let me just move this out of the way, is the armor. So this is a T-34-85. It is a 1/48 scale model kit, and it's cursed. Believe it or not, this is a cursed model. The actual model itself is from Hobby Boss, and I had nothing but problems with it. It has a full interior, which I did not put in. I'll lift off the turret here. You can kind of sort of see inside. Some of it has interior work on it. It's not made for wargaming at all. The Tamiya stuff is really good, but this I would not recommend to anybody for wargaming. I left off the handrails. You can see there's little bits and pieces here that are missing, just because I find that when I'm moving them around, you're playing with them, they get busted and they look like crap. So just best to leave them off. But yeah, it's cursed. And why is it cursed? That's a very good question. I don't know. I had nothing but problems with this kit, and I don't know why. It took forever to do. Everything fit okay, but it was just like the glue wouldn't hold. Things would fall off, etc., etc. And the bottom chassis here is actually from a Tamiya T-34 kit, because the chassis that came with the Hobby Boss one, the axles and things for the wheels, they ended up getting gummed up. The tracks were just a nightmare, and I hate doing tracks in general. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're easy, but I have nothing but problems. I think I'll point out there, you can see a big fucking chunk out of that one there. So the cursed tank, yeah, it took forever to do. When I finally got it put together, I had it primed and I was airbrushing it, and I was done. I was cleaning the airbrush, and I dropped part of the airbrush and a gasket, the tiniest, smallest thing, and good luck finding that. So the airbrush is gone. Yeah, this, if I ever put this on, if I ever play this in a game, I can guarantee you that it'll go out in turn 1 somehow, or it'll foobar and kill a bunch of my own guys, etc., etc. So I'm kind of hesitant to play it. I didn't put any markings on it just in case I wanted to use it for, you know, the Soviets, if I wanted to use it for a bolt-action World War II game too. Tamiya's coming out with a T-34-85 1/48 scale, and I've been looking at it online, and I'm kind of like, I'm really excited to get my hands on that. So, but yeah, that's this army. I might have a little bit of a waffle at the end. I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant to, you know, I don't know if I'm going to put it up there or not, but this is what I got. This is the end of the figures, and if you want to listen to me crap on about stuff, then stay tuned. Other than that, just, yay, keep your brushes moving, guys. See you later. Hey guys, it's James from JVC Paints. Bit of a ramble. Has nothing to do with modeling or painting or any of that stuff. It's more or less about, I guess, the situation we're all kind of in globally, or in the West, or wherever you might be. It's just something I've been thinking about, and I wanted to talk about, you know, and just to see if maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you don't feel the same way. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe you think I'm full of shit. That's cool too. It's just, I've noticed something in the tone of a lot of people's voices in the videos recently. I would say maybe post-Christmas especially, but even a little bit last year. But then things were getting better, and then the sort of tone changed, but now it's kind of back. You know, just the way that we were signing off the videos, like, you know, stay safe, stay cool, you know, be careful and stuff, which is great. I mean, it's good advice, of course, but it's just the tone of people's voices has kind of changed a little bit, and I think what it is that, you know, our minds, you know, we have a split between our conscious and our sort of subconscious or unconscious minds. And I think consciously, our egos, you know, we're going through the motions, we're wearing the mask, we're doing, you know, we're doing what we should be doing, and we're all doing it, we're getting along. But at the same time, I think our unconscious mind is starting to pick up clues that our ego or our conscious mind is sort of filtering out. And it's things like the tone of voice has kind of changed, or, you know, maybe a hobby block, or you're not putting up as many videos, or you're becoming disinterested, or becoming, you know, a little bit more withdrawn, or sad, or something like that. I know a lot of people are having a tough time with this, you know, myself included. You know, this isn't cool. Nobody's enjoying this, that's for sure. But it's one of these things that I'm starting to wonder if, you know, are we the proverbial sort of frog in the pot set to boil? And I mean that in the idea of like, okay, your idea of Santa Claus when you're 4 years old and your idea of Santa Claus when you're 40 years old are two totally different things. And I'm just wondering if anybody's feeling the same way, where it's kind of like some things that we've always believed to be true, or some things that we've always relied on, you know, or believed in, that these things are going to turn out being not what we expect them to be. And I, you know, I'm very curious to see what other people think. I mean, I believe that myself. I think that I don't want to say that we're being buttered up for something, but it definitely something's amiss. Let's just put it that way. I think something is amiss, and a lot of people are losing heart, you know, in just the situation. And I just, for me personally, I just wanted to share this with you. I don't know why, but I just felt compelled to. In the Mahabharata, in the Bhagavad Gita, now you're going to think, wow, what a wingnut this guy is. You know, Vishnu is talking to Arjuna on the eve of this huge battle. This is like Star Wars kind of stuff, you know, it's good versus evil battle. And it's you know, and you know, Arjuna doesn't want to go fight. He doesn't want to go fight any war. He doesn't want to go fight against his relatives. He doesn't want to fight these guys. But to calm his nerves, Vishnu tells him, I'm going to paraphrase this because I haven't read it in a while, but Vishnu tells him, he says, defeat is the attainment of heaven, or death is the attainment of heaven, and victory ensures the enjoyment of the earth. Go forth, Arjuna, resolved to fight. And I think that, you know, I don't know, for me, for me, I think things are going to change, and I don't know which way they're going to go. But you know, just everybody hang tough, and it's going to be crazy, I think. But yeah, just all those things, you know, stay safe, play it cool, keep your head down, keep your stick on the ice, and maybe hug your wife extra hard tonight. Let her know that you love her. So, all right, guys, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.